Hello. I'm gonna do something I ain't did in a while. Y'all ready? Happy Monday! 6 people, let's do it, let's do it. Today I start again. The past is in the past. And I am new. I am confident that I will succeed. A confident reader, a confident writer, and a deep thinker. No matter what people say, I will achieve. I'll exceed all my expectations, and I will deliver. Today I start fresh, putting aside all stereotypes and negativity and haters. What's up, 7th grade? This is our last week of doing the packet, and then things are going to change swiftly next week. So I hope you guys are making sure that you guys are paying attention to what's going on our school website, that you're paying attention to what's going on online on our YouTube, on our Instagram page. So please make sure that you guys are focused on all the things we're doing. You know it's Monday, so it's Motivation Monday. Before we get into the reading, I want to make sure more people get in here. Text your friends. Tell them to get into the YouTube today. Give them the link. Send them the link so we can get to work, okay? Our agenda covers is as follows today. Monday motivation, stray, and then we'll get into our lesson. All right? Y'all ready? So I want to motivate you guys today with a little motivation on Monday before we get into our lesson. And today's thought is as follows. Be sure that what you are pouring into your mind, into your energy, and into your spirit is important for you, right? So it is important for whatever you watch, whatever you read, that is inspiring, that is motivating, that is uplifting. I wouldn't suggest you watch something that's going to be connected to what we're going through right now, because it might be triggering. I wouldn't suggest you watch something that's going to make you feel bad. I want you to watch something that's going to make you feel happy, comfortable, joyous, funny, because when you're watching something, you want to understand that things are going to be needing to give you in the good space, right? You want to be in a good space. You want to be in a happy space. And honestly, watching a good show, reading a good book, playing a good video game, doing a cool TikTok dance are things that are going to inspire you to just want to do whatever you're doing, okay? All right, so that's our motivational moment for the day. It was really quick today. And just do whatever that keeps your mind at positive peace. I want to introduce you to a brand new story for the week. And this story is called Stray. Stray is actually a mini book. I'm sorry, I'm a little, I wish it would clear up, but it's not really clearing. It is a mini book, a mini story within a bigger story. So it is from a regular story called Every Living Thing by Cynthia Rylett. And Stray specifically is just a small excerpt of that reading. So I want to talk about something real quick. So when we think about Stray, I want to ask you, what are your predictions? What do you predict when you first read the text, right? What are your thoughts when you read it? Okay. So whenever we predict, obviously we look at the title, we look at the maybe the first sentence of every paragraph, just to kind of get an understanding of what what it means, right? So for example, if I were to look here at the bottom where it says, if I look at the first sentence, it says, in January, a puppy wandered out onto the property of Mrs. Amos Lacey and his wife, Mamie, and their daughter, Doris, right? into the property. A dog wandered into the property. So obviously, I'm going to make a prediction that this story is about a dog. That is about a dog that is a stray that wandered into a home that was not supposed to be its home. Okay, so that will be the connection I will automatically make when it comes down to stray. Also, I was thinking maybe a kid in the story strays off because they do talk about the young daughter, so I can make maybe predictions about that. And then, you know, that's what I can get from the top. But then what I will also do is I will look at my packet, and I notice in the packet it has vocabulary words that we're supposed to focus on this week, which I'll focus on a little closer tomorrow, which we'll see tomorrow. But our words are plowed, afford, basement, timid, cinder block, and abandon. Plowed, afford, basement, timid, cinder block, and abandoned. And with those 6 words, what can lead us to our to our meanings, to what we think is our prediction, right? I wish I was able to see you guys' comments. You guys are doing so well on here. I'm seeing a lot of my scholars on here. For some reason, it's not connecting to my comments. If you try commenting in the space on the side, maybe I'll see it. Maybe you guys can comment for me, say here or say hello, so I can see your comments popping up. So it's pretty much saying, we're pretty much saying, like, what can we predict from that? What can we predict from what we see so far? Okay. So as you know, whenever we read, it's important that you are annotating. I want to teach you guys a few new things. Okay. Now, this is what we call signpost. Okay. Now, signpost are 6 different things that helps you with your annotations. Of course, I've taught you guys the reading annotations and how beneficial those reading annotations are. But also, I want you guys to understand that signpost is important. It helps you with your reading. So, for example, when you read, there are things that are called aha moments. Oh, can you guys see that? It's better probably further back. Aha moments. So when you're annotating, think about those times when you're reading, you're like, whoa, that really sparked my mind. That was an aha moment. Dang, I never thought about that. Or when it goes words to the wiser. Oh, these are some words that maybe have a message, a deeper meaning, right? Again and again, what phrases or words are repeating itself again and again and again and again and again? Contrasts and contradictions. What are some things that are contrasting each other? What are some things that may be a contradiction? You know, please forgive my ashy hands because I've been washing them over and over every day. Tough questions. What parts in the story makes you think of those tough questions? And then memory moment, what brings you back? Honestly, these 6 signposts brings us right back to the reading strategies that we already have when we read, right? There's certain parts in the story that will make you be like, oh, that is an aha moment. Oh, that is a question, right? And that brings you back to schemas, right? When you make those schema connections, like, okay, this connects to my life. This connects to a deeper question that I have. Okay, so when you annotate, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of you guys actually looking at the story in itself and making those connections. Like, okay, this part of the story makes me think about a memory. This part of the story makes me have an aha moment. This part of the story is very significant. This part of the story is important. And when you do that, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to get into the text. I hope you guys, this is my living room. Actually, my living room today. So, we're going to get into the text. I want you guys to have your papers out. Click the thumbs up button if you have your reading with you. I want to see some likes. Click the thumbs up button if you have your readings with you. Thank you. I see. There you go. Have your reading with you because we're going to read together. Click the thumbs up button if you have your reading with you. You guys are playing. Oh my God. I miss you guys so much. There we go. That's better. Click the thumbs up button if you have your readings with you, so that way we can continue to read. There we go. Very good. Click the thumbs up button if you have your readings with you so I can get started. Good job. Good job, scholars. Okay, so we're getting a little more of you guys coming in and focusing. All right, let's get to the reading. Stray from Every Living Thing by Cynthia Rylant. All right. In January, a puppy wandered onto the property of Mr. Amos Lacey and his wife Mamie and their daughter Doris. Icicles hung 3 feet or more from the eaves of houses. Snow drifts swallowed up automobiles, and the birds were so fluffed up they looked comic. The puppy had been abandoned, and it made its way down the road towards the Lacey small house, its ears tucked and its tail between its legs shivering. Doris, whose school had been called off because of the snow, was out shoveling cinder blocks from steps and when she spotted the pup on the road. She set down the shovel. Hey, come on, she called. The puppy stopped in the road, wagging its tail timidly, trembling with shyness and cold. Doris trudged through the yard, went up and shoveled drive, and met the dog. Come on, Pooch. Where did you come from? Mrs. Lacey asked as soon as Doris put the dog down in the kitchen. Or where did that come from? Excuse me. Mr. Lacey was at the table, cleaning his fingernails with his pocket knife. The snow was keeping him home from his job at this warehouse. I don't know where it came from, he said mildly, but I know for sure where it's going. Doris hugged the puppy against her. She said nothing. Because the roads would be too bad for travel for many days, Mr. Lacey couldn't get out to take the puppy to the pound in the city right away. Question moment. Why would he want to take the puppy to the pound? Like, why wouldn't he take care of the puppy and they just take it for themselves? Or maybe take him to the vet and like see if the vet would want to give the puppy the shots and then take care of them. But sometimes parents get a little weird when it comes down to taking animals in from the streets because you never know what diseases or things that they could have. So, okay, I can see that. Because the roads, okay, so we read that part before. He agreed to let it sleep in the basement while Mrs. Lacey grudgingly let Doris feed it table scraps. The woman was sensitive about throwing out food. By the looks of it, Doris figured the puppy was about 6 months old and on its way to being a big dog. She thought it might have some shepherd in it. 4 days passed and the puppy did not complain. It never cried in the night or howled at the wind. It didn't tear up everything in the basement. It wouldn't even follow Doris up basement steps unless it was invited. It was a good dog. Several times Doris had opened the door in the kitchen that led to the basement and the puppy had been there, all stretched out on the top step. Doris knew it had wanted some company and that it had laying against the door, listening to the talk in the kitchen, smelling the food, being a part of things. It always wagged its tail, eyes all sleepy when she found it there. Even after a week had gone by, Doris didn't name the dog. She knew her parents wouldn't let her keep it, and her father made so little money any pets were out of the question, and that the pup would definitely go to the pound when the weather cleared. Okay, so now it makes a little more sense. I think what we see here is, and this is your time to annotate. So what we see here is that dad just does not financially have the money to keep up with the dog. And honestly, keeping up with the animal, because I know some of you guys have dogs, keeping up with the pet costs a lot of money. Okay, it's a living creature. I shouldn't call it a creature, but it's a living thing, right? So the thing about it is, with pets, you treat them just like your own babies. You take them to the doctor. They have to get their shots. They get sick, you know. Um, Girl puppies they get pregnant. What do you do? You know, so it's a lot of responsibility and it's very expensive. So a lot of people, like, even when my mom when I asked my mom, could we have pets? She was like, I don't think we're financially able to have those pets because it does cost a lot of money. Okay. Still, she tried talking to them about the dog at dinner one night. She's a good dog, isn't she? Doris said, hoping one of them would agree with her. Her parents glanced at each other and went on eating. She's not much trouble, Doris said. I like her. She smiled at them, but they continued to ignore her. I figure she's real smart, Doris said to her mother. I could teach her things. Mrs. Lacey just looked at her and stuffed a fork full of sweet potato in her mouth. Doris fell silent, praying the weather would never clear. Because Doris knows that when the weather clears, the dog has to go back. But on Saturday, 9 days after the dog had arrived, the sun was shining and the roads were plowed. Mrs. Lacey opened up the trunk of his car. Mr. Lacey opened up the trunk of his car and came into the house. Doris was sitting alone in the living room, hugging a pillow and rocking back and forth on the edge of the chair. She was trying not to cry, but she was not strong enough. Her eyes was wet and red, her eyes full of distress. Mrs. Lacey looked into the room from the doorway. Mama, Doris said in a small voice. Please. Mrs. Lacey shook her head. You know we can't afford a dog, Doris. You can try to act more grown up about this. Doris pressed her face into the window. Outside, she heard the trunk of the car slam shut. One of the doors opened and closed. The old engine coughed and choked and finally started up. Daddy, she whispered, please. She heard the car travel down the road, and though it was early afternoon, she could do nothing but go to bed. She cried herself to sleep, and her dreams were full of searching and searching for things lost. It was nearly night when she finally woke up, lying there like stone, still exhausted. She wondered if she could ever in her life have anything. She stared at the wall for a while, but she started feeling hungry, and she knew she would have to make herself get out of bed and eat some dinner. She wanted not to go into the kitchen past the basement door. She wanted not to face her parents, but she rose up heavily. So she's a little depressed here. She's like, my parents got rid of my dog. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, this is not fair. So you know what I've been doing? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I read the text, but I kind of stop myself because I want to go with you guys on the journey too. So if I don't read ahead right now, if I stop right now and I make a prediction, I will predict, this is my own prediction. I predict that she is going to have the dog back. That they're going to say, we thought about it. We think you should keep the dog. All these other things, but I'm not sure. Let's keep going. Her parents were sitting at the table, dinner over, drinking coffee. Oh, can't go a day without it. They looked at her when she came in, but she kept her head down. No one spoke. Doris made herself a glass of powdered milk and drank it down. Then she picked up a cold biscuit and started out of the room. You better feed that mud before it dies of starvation, Mr. Lacey said. Doris turned around. What? I said you better feed your dog. I figure it's looking for you. Doris put her hand over her mouth. You didn't take her? Oh, I took her all right, her father answered. Worst looking place I've ever seen. 10 dogs to a cage. Smell was enough to knock you down. And they give an animal 6 days to live. Then they kill it with some kind of shot. Doris stared at her father. I wouldn't leave him in that place, he said. So I brought the dog back. Mrs. Lacey was smiling at him and shaking her head as if she would never, ever understand him. Mr. Lacey sipped his coffee. Well, he said, are you going to feed it or not? And that's the end of the story. Really short this week, huh? Really quick. Really quick story. Really quick story this week. So that was crazy because as you see, she sees this dog. She's so excited. It's so beautiful. And it's really hard to find like theme and like the deeper meaning in a story that's so small. But if I were to make a connection or even think about a deeper meaning of the story, I would think about the way we look at our the system and how they treat animals, right? I know a lot of you guys love your pets, and I know a lot of you guys love your animals at home. I hate to call them animals, but it just sounds so like inhumane. But they are. But I know a lot of you guys like your pets, and it takes a lot to take care of a pet. It takes a lot to take care of your pet. But then if you look at those places where they have the pounds, the dog pounds, and they kill those pets and they take the strays and they put them down, it is the most saddest thing ever. It is the most saddest thing, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone who found a pet and fell in love with it and had to give it up. That would be the worst thing. I've never had a pet. I had a goldfish, and the goldfish just, it died. But unfortunately, because we couldn't take care of it, because pets take a lot of, it takes a lot of time and money. But if I were to think about the deeper meaning, it's pretty much like loving your animals and like understanding that like those pounds really don't do them any justice, right? And I also love the fact that the dad was so kind. Like, he didn't say, "I got it for you," off like just right away. He was like, "Are you gonna go feed it?" It was kind of like a surprise. Like he was kind of surprising her. Like, "Well, are you gonna feed your dog?" And she's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Go feed your pet. He's still here." "You didn't take him?" "Yeah, no, I didn't. I saw that pound and the way they treat those dogs in there. Mm-mm, right?" It's a really quick read this week. I think you guys can even do your vocabulary sheets today because the reading is a lot shorter than it was last week. All right. Questions? You guys want to write me in the comments? Any questions today? Excuse me, my allergies are acting up. Any questions you have about the reading or the work? You can write me in the comments or you can write me on my mind right now and I'll answer right now. Yes. Questions. I'll take a few more minutes for questions. You can either write in the comments or the chat, write and remind. And if I think the question is a question that everyone should hear, then I will answer it on here. We are actually in the process of creating an updated lesson plan for you guys that is going to cover the next couple of weeks because we have been extended until May the 1st. So, I'm thinking and working hard as to what I want to do as far as your class. I know I do want to transfer over to I want to transfer over to Zoom so I can see you. You guys can see me. And then we can have more interactive things because I feel like on YouTube it's really cool here, but it doesn't allow me to teach you and you to teach me and blah, 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 it doesn't allow that. So it would be great if we have those moments. You guys are getting in the homework as quickly as possible. I do appreciate it. I know a lot of you guys are really frustrated with I know they did not schedule a meeting while I'm teaching. They know my schedule. Yes, they did. I'm teaching right now. Okay. Anyway. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I want us to do Zoom lessons where we can actually see each other, where you guys can see me, I can see you, and it could be a thing. Because I miss you guys. Like I tell you guys, I'm your teacher. I'm your coach. I'm your uncle, your Theo. Your uncle, whatever you want to. I miss you guys, and it sucks that we don't get a chance to end the year together. We don't get a chance to end the year, and and it's not in stone. It's not permanent. We don't know. But it really sucks that we can't. That our year is being chopped up, but it's for safety measures. Like here's the thing: I'd rather me not see you guys face to face and come back in the fall when you guys are in 8th grade and see that you guys are all in good health and see that your parents and your families are all in good health. That's more important to me than anything. So we might not fist bump, we might not jam out together, we might not be in class together, we might not read together, but we are going to do it in a social distance learning experience. And it is okay. But I want you to be healthy. I think that is the most important is your health. Okay? Okay? And you guys can always reach out to me. You can call me. All right. I have my number. So email me if you want to call. And your parents want to talk to me. I have my number. I'm not giving it here on YouTube because there's more than just you guys that watch it. But you guys can reach out to me, and I will also call you, and we can go over the work together if you need to. We can make that happen. All right. Let me check my reminders if you guys wrote me any questions. Any questions? I see a lot of you guys have turned in your reading packets from last week, from the first 2 weeks. Good job. I see a lot of you guys are turning in your stuff. So once I turn in your stuff, I will go over them with you. And Any other questions? Guys, I see you. Let me shout out some of my scholars. Nathan, thank you for turning in your work. Nicole, thank you. Ahara, good job. Haley, thank you. Brandon, Rosa, Kaylee, Jaden, Daniela, Leanne. I'm not giving you the last name out there. Can't do that. Jerry. Good job. Ashley. You guys are getting this homework in. Trinity. Oh, okay. You guys are getting this homework in. I'm so proud of you. I'm looking at your messages. Uh-oh. Thank you. Hey, Melody. Okay, let's answer your question. Let's see. When can we use the app Zoom? I am so ready to use that app. We're going to use it next week. So I'm going to give you all the information on how to use Zoom by the end of this week, because I'm actually about to go into a meeting right now with your other teachers and Miss Poot, and we're going to be talking about how we're going to use Zoom. Zoom is so much easier for me because then I can put up the PowerPoint and I can teach you guys that way. And like, I've been on Zoom for the past couple of weeks with my college classes, and it's been easier. It's been easier to teach there and to learn there. So Zoom is a good way. We'll do that with you. I'll do that with you guys next week. The new lessons will be next week on Zoom. So check that out. I'll have that for you. So by the end of this week, I will give you guys the number, the code, how to get in there, how it's going to work, and I will get you guys all situated. Let me see. Any other questions? Thank you, Melody, for that question. Let's see. I'm going to get off soon. Oh, Mister, when are things graded? Okay, so let me explain something to you. So I see all the work that you guys are turning in, and I appreciate it. Mister is paying attention to all of you. If you received a homework receipt, that pretty much means I received your work. If you wrote me on Google Classroom, you submitted your homework there, I'm going to respond to you there. If you wrote on Google Docs, I'm going to respond to you on Google Docs. I'm going to write in your doc like I do when I'm editing your papers. I'm going to write to you in your doc, and I'm going to tell you, hey, what's up? You did a great job. Or I would like for you to work on this. Add more sentences here. Think about your transitional phrases. You know, there are some grammar corrections that you need to make, like different things like that I think you guys would really benefit from. So I'm going to give you feedback. Grading will happen next week. So all my scholars who did not get in weeks 1, week 2, week 3, because remember I told you this packet is going to help you, not hurt you. Because I told you this packet is going to help you, not hurt you. These 3 grades are going to boost your grade. Okay? It's going to boost your grade. But starting next week, when we get back on Zoom, then Ms. Ringholm is going back to the regular grading process. Okay? So that means I'm going back to the assignments, the quizzes, and we're going to be doing quizzes and all of that, just like regular. And we're going to do it through Zoom. All right? And you guys can like talk to me and ask me questions, because then I'll be able to see you and things like that. And, you know, I'll wear maybe a cool I'll get more cool hats to wear for you guys too, because you guys like my hats. Let's see, any other questions? Let me look at more questions. Do you guys got any more questions, honey? Before I get off of here and go into my meeting. It doesn't look like I have any more questions. It looks like you guys have asked them all. Like I said, I do have your homework, so don't freak out. I have your assignments. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tell your friends to check out the live stream. I'm going to save the live stream. I don't think I'm going to record a mini version, because the questions that you guys have asked I think it's really good for you guys to review that. So I think it's pretty. Oh, more questions. Let's see. I know I have a meeting. Like, All right, so it looks like we have no other questions. I will talk to you guys soon. And goodbye. I love y'all though. I love my students. I miss you guys. Bye.